Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to read a story called The Fox and the Grapes. Before we get started, we have some vocabulary words we need to learn. Our first word is bunch. A bunch is a group of things that grow close together. In the example, it says, Mom bought one bunch of bananas at the market. Grapes also grow in bunches. You can buy a bunch of grapes or a bunch of bananas. It's a group of them. The second word is the word juicy. Juicy means full of juice. Hope used several juicy strawberries to make her smoothie. If you've ever bitten into a juicy apple, sometimes the juice drips down your chin. Our next word is lunged. Lunged means moved forward suddenly. Tony lunged to catch the baseball. Our next word is pluck. Pluck means to pull off. Mandy plucked a red apple from the tree. Have you ever plucked an apple from a tree? Our last word is ripe. Ripe means ready to be used or eaten. I can tell the banana is ripe because it's yellow. If you've ever gone to the store and the bananas on the shelf are a little bit green, they're not quite ripe yet. When a banana is ripe and ready to be eaten, it is yellow. Thinking back at the story we heard the other day, The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, do you remember what that phrase meant? A wolf pretended to be a sheep in order to get something that he wanted, but in the end, he was the one who got hurt. The phrase, a wolf in sheep's clothing, is used to describe a person who's not always who he or she appears to be on the outside. Let's think about it in a kid-friendly way. I used to really like Sienna, but I've decided she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I found out she only wanted to be my friend because my family has a swimming pool. So we would say that Sienna is a wolf in sheep's clothing because she's pretending to be somebody who she's not really. She doesn't really want to be your friend, but she is going to go ahead and be your friend because she wants to use your pool. Today's story has a phrase we're going to learn. The phrase is sour grapes. Have you ever heard this phrase before? As we read the story, think about what this phrase might mean. We'll come back and discuss it at the end. The Fox and the Grapes. One hot summer day, a fox was strolling along when he noticed a bunch of juicy grapes just turning ripe, hanging on a vine high above. That's just the thing to take care of my thirst, said the fox. He trotted back a few steps, and then he ran forward and jumped, just missing the grapes. He turned around and tried again. 1, 2, 3, go, he said, and he lunged at the grapes with all of his might. But again, he missed. Again and again, he tried to pluck the grapes from the vine, but at last, he gave up. He walked away with his nose in the air, saying, I didn't want those old grapes anyways. I'm sure they're sour. Why would the fox walk away after trying so hard to get those juicy grapes? He realized he wasn't going to be able to reach them. The moral of this story is, you shouldn't speak badly about something that you once wanted just because you can't have it. The fox really wanted those grapes. He didn't believe that they were sour, but when he realized that he wasn't able to have them, he decided to talk bad about the grapes. That brings us to our phrase, sour grapes. The phrase sour grapes is something that someone says about a negative comment that someone else makes when he or she could not get something that they wanted. At the end of this fable, the fox says something negative about the grapes. He said, I don't want those old grapes. I'm sure they're sour. When somebody says something negative about something that they wanted but they couldn't have, we call those negative comments sour grapes. Maybe your sister had a nice, big, beautiful, colorful rainbow lollipop and you really, really wanted it. But your sister said, no, I'm not sharing this with you. and you said, "Ugh, I didn't want that silly sucker anyways," you would be sharing some sour grapes. You'd be making a negative comment about something that really truly you did want. Okay, it's going to be your turn, boys and girls. You did a great job listening to today's story. You're going to click on the green Add Response button. Use the sequencing cards to retell the story of the fox and the grapes. Put the cards in order to show what happened at the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and the end of the story. Once you've put the cards in order, hit the microphone button to record yourself retelling the fable in your own words. Use words like first, then, and last when you're retelling the story.